Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be talking about what I think might be one of the most overrated things when it comes to goal setting, and that is this notion of time. Now, when it comes to learning new calisthenics movements, a lot of people will, without context, as I mentioned in my podcast with Davidson of the School of Calisthenics, how long until I can do a handstand? And you're like, well, I don't know your shoulder mobility, I don't know your experience with hand balancing, I don't know your strength, etc., etc. And on the flip side of that, as you may have seen in yesterday's story, I've been attempting to teach myself a back lever and build up the correct mobility, patterning and strength to be able to perform on. Now, with a base of strength from the weight side of my training, I think I'm pretty close, and I'm certainly a lot closer than what I am compared to being able to single arm press half my body weight overhead with a kettlebell. Again, the kettlebell arrived a couple of days ago. I can barely hold the thing, let alone press it overhead. So what I mean by this is if I manage my back lever within the next month or so, which I think I'm very close to doing, then it will probably be like, oh, now I've done that, I don't really find that enjoyable, let me find something else. And I probably won't learn that much from the process because I'll be able to do it relatively quickly, or at least I hope I will. Whereas with the half bodyweight kettlebell, I can barely hold the thing, and I'm thinking, right, well, I need to train my grip strength to be able to hold it. I need to be able to, for example, press it horizontally before I worry about being able to do any vertical pressing variations. And what I'm going to learn from that is probably going to be more valuable than if somebody just simply wrote me a program devoid of all context. So if you're setting yourself a goal, make it lofty, because if you don't achieve it, but you get close to achieving it, you'll still impress yourself. Secondly, there's some times where you kind of need to find out where your point A is in order to get to point B, and whether point B is even realistic. So for example, me half bodyweight pressing half my bodyweight, that might be point, I don't know, F or G or whatever. But the reality is I'm going to have to get creative because there's no checkpoints in between the 36 kilos that I've got. So as Rob Anderson mentioned, my progressive overload is going to come in the form of exercise variation. And if you've picked a goal that's too easy, then as soon as you've done it, you'll be like, oh, that wasn't really that exciting as I thought it would be. So pick a goal that's big enough that you're going to have to break it down and that it actually will feel like you've accomplished something when you do accomplish it. Maybe get rid of the notion of time or have mini checkpoints along the way, because, for example, me saying I want to single arm kettlebell press half body weight in a month, one, is not going to happen, and two, the longer it takes you to achieve the goal, the more worthwhile it's going to be. So don't get dissuaded by big goals, have checkpoints in between, and plan your work, do your work, review your work.